kind of you to join me.
Alright, it's going to be win rate, so the potential to get first place means the potential to get first place. Consistency means the odds of you getting to top 4, which should, by definition, should mean how strong you are with the early game. Alright, so the stronger your early mid game is, the more likely you are to top 4. That's what consistency means. Flexibility is the number of playstyles that is necessary to know when playing that particular hero, so it also means difficulty. Meta compliancy means how well the hero matches the meta along the way. So let's say currently the meta is a high tier meta. So heroes that enable themselves to get high tier minions or level up faster will get better points. Okay. Gold efficiency should be regarding cost efficiency of your power, I guess. I think that's very simple. Cost efficiency of your power. How many points should I give from each? 5 seems too many, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3 for each criteria. So we need to start with each one individually. And how should I rate the point system then? Like, there's 15 points in total, so maybe around, this could be 12 points. This could be like 10 points. This could be like, I don't know, 8 points. This could be like, I don't know, 6 points. This could be like less than 6. Maybe this way? Let's just write anything down for now, and like change it later if we need to. So if we were to start with the first hero, this is gonna take a while it seems. We're going to start with AFK, it seems, this girl. Distribute with the bell curve. The odds of AFK getting first place. I don't think AFK gets first place that much. So she only deserves one point, right? I don't remember AFK getting first place that much in any lobby in the past. Like, I guess I would need like a chart for this. But I don't think her win rate's that good, is she? Wait. 션이님이 제공해 주신 거 봐야겠다. I'll use a chart for this, guys. Wait, what? 저거구나. 뭐지? 이거 아니었나? Microsoft Edge. Alright, here it is. Alright. What is the win rate of AFK? Where are you, AFK? AFK? She's in the middle. Her win rate is... First place ratio is... She's very low. Her first place ratio is very low. She's a mid-game hero in the end anyway, so... She only gets 1 point for that. 제 걸로만 할까요? If we're to check only mine. Alright, if we're to check only mine. Alright. AFK, where are you? Yeah, she has no first places, right? So she only gets 1 point for like on that. Consistency, she should be very strong early, so her consistency early mid game should be a bit stronger. I don't know if it deserves a 3 though. Maybe a 2. Feels more like a 2.5, right? She could be really strong, but she could be very like weak. But her early game potential should be stronger than other people, because you do start with like 2 tier 3s, right? Yeah, she can low roll, so she has very high variance in that aspect. So you know what? I'll give her like you know what? Playstyle variance and RNG variance should be down here then. RNG variance. No, her like her consistency for top 4 is pretty high because her early game should be really strong. So she gets so considering this criteria here in the definition, she gets 3 points here, but she'll get less points here because she needs to know a lot of play. You need to know a lot of play styles in order to utilize AFK too much, and her RNG is very high, so her flexibility is low. Meta compliancy. Does she match this high tier level meta? Well, you can level up with AFK to a degree that way, but you need to find triples. The main issue with AFK is that you can't find triples. It's harder because you start slower. So I don't think she's like a higher level hero, but she's not like a really bad hero in that aspect either, because you do start with 2 tier 3, so you take a lot less damage in the mid game. She starts behind the curve leveling too. That makes fair sense because you do level slow as well. It's either 2 or 1, maybe 1.5. Dude, it's so awkward. Yeah, let's just give her 1 then. She's not doing that well in this meta, so I don't think I need to like give her good points in that sense. Her gold efficiency isn't really that bad, but like it doesn't benefit. Like she's like, her hero power doesn't cost any gold, right? So it's very efficient in that sense. But she's just an ordinary hero after her hero power, so there's like nothing special. So 2 for ordinary. So her points in total should be 1. Math. Around 8 points, right? I guess 8 points. And according to our criteria, 8 points should be here. Okay. Makes sense. She doesn't lose too much HP by the time she gets 2 3 off. So if you go to the next hero, it shall be Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza's win rate shall be... Where are you at? Alexstrasza's win rate shall be... Oh, the highest so far, really? Wow. That's actually very interesting. So she has 3 points here because she is one of the highest win rates amongst like my heroes. Well, actually, we can't say it's the highest because I pick her the most. Oh, wait. Now I think about it. Yeah. It's not really the highest. It's around 36%. Not that high. If we consider that, so the Tirion has a 100% win rate, right? So I think she has a very decent like a win rate along the way here too, but to get first place, I don't think she gets it every time, so let's give her 2 points here. Consistency. Her early game isn't really that strong along the way because she doesn't have any hero power to benefit her during the early game, but she can level to 5 instantly and get that power boost. So I think her like early game potential is low, like really early game, but at the mid stage of the game she gets the extra boost. So I think she's a 2 on this side should be fair as well. It's a very low sample size. I don't care about other streamers, it's my tier list. Meta compliances. How well the hero matches the meta. It's the high level meta. Alexstrasza just follows the meta very efficiently because she does get rewarded. She gets rewarded for leveling up along the way. Good points here. Flexibility. Actually, you need to know a lot of playstyles with Alexstrasza. You can't just force dragons every single time. You need to know how to utilize those specific discovered dragons, whether to use them for gold, whether to use them to look for triples. So there's actually a lot of variance in the playstyle. You need to know as much as possible. So she's very difficult as a hero, I think. And since she is a discover hero in the end, her variance is very, very high. Alright. So low points in that. Gold efficiency, she is actually very gold efficient, but as other heroes, she's 2 discover cards in the end. She's nothing too special nor too bad, so I think she's in the middle. So what's her point so far then? So it's 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's 7, 8, 10. 10 points. Right. 10 points for our fine Alexstrasza here. So she deserves up here. Oh, these point criteria aren't that bad. All right. Let's remove these. These are actually very, very, very confusing when I try to like reread the numbers. Alright. So our next hero shall be Akazamzarak. Alright. The win rate with Akazamzarak based on our page shall be... Here you go. Shall be Akazamzarak. I think I had a good win rate with Akazamzarak in terms of first place. The spirit power is just so good. Where are you at? We play on Akazan. Only 1? I guess not that high. We don't really like play Akazamzarak too much. Win rate now. His late game power potentially is really, really nice, I feel. Because of his potential to like use Ice Block to like survive longer. And Splitting Image does like multiply his battle power. But I don't think his win rate should be high in general. Well, he's 33% for me. Okay, I guess I'll consider others. You know what? I'll consider others. I guess I need Akazamzarak. Oh, 25% in total. Alright, 25%. So I guess he deserves it too. He actually has a good like a win rate potential for first place. Your criteria needs to be weightened. How can I weighten these criteria further? I think that would like from like 1 point to like 10. That sounds like far too much, right? If I weighten this even further than this, it would take forever, right? Like and I don't want to like invest like forever into making this tier list. I don't see anything wrong with the criteria. Is there a specific definition of how you can weighten this even further, or is it like, oh, I think it could be further? He looks like a very interesting hero because his hero power has potential, but in the same case so boring. Oh really? He has very weak early game potential. His hero power and gold efficiency is very low. It's very expensive. It costs you a lot of like effort, especially if you get a bad hero power in the end. And meta compliancy, well, I don't think he's anything special. Like, I don't think he's anti-meta or like pro-meta. He's just some guy in the between. It doesn't really matter like what particular composition you go for, so he should be in the middle. Flexibility should be pretty high. Should it be high? I think his flexibility should be in the middle too. You don't really need to change your playstyle, just play ordinarily. Okay, so 2 points in there. I thought this was a win rate right here. This should be the divided like win rate. Let's see. So we get what? 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. All right, that's 8. Wait, Akazamsar at the same level as AFK? Actually makes sense. I don't really think Akazamsar is that bad compared to AFK, so there's nothing like strange about it. What are these? All right, so Akazamsar can be here. Okay. Let's see who is next. Rafam. Rafam's a hero I personally don't play too much, so I don't really have that much information on him. So we have to check out other people's play it. 41%. Wow, he actually has a really good win rate. So I don't play him, but it seems like a lot of other people like play Rafam to a significant degree. And I guess he is a high roll. He's a high return champion, so it does make sense. But does he deserve a 2? Maybe he could deserve a 3. He actually has the best win rate here amongst other players. Nefarian. I guess he does have a very high win rate. Not that much games played, right? Only 17 games, so it can't be compared with Reno Jackson or Alex Straza. So maybe a 2, because he is also like an RNG, like a powerhouse to the game. All right, early game potential. Rafams. Generally, I don't see Rafams lose early because they try to gamble into like a triple early game, level up slowly. So I guess their early game play styles in general is very high. So I guess a 2 should be fair too. But it depends on like how strong that is. Meta compliancy. Does Rafam match this meta? Oh, Rafam's a bit hard one. He's so inconsistent. Well, I'll put inconsistency here, but I don't think like he's anything special. It doesn't really matter what cards you get if you just go for a composition game, right? He does like have better odds of finding triple, so that could be nice in that sense. But I guess the flexibility and difficulty should be fair along the way. Gold efficiency, his gold efficiency is ridiculous. Yeah, his hero power is far too cheap, so he deserves like high points on gold efficiency for sure. All right, 3, 4, 8, 6, 8, 10 points. The only problem is his variance. Oh, he deserves to be up here. Alright, this feels nice. Good morning. What is this? An analytic stream? For sure. Bartendertron. Bartendertron is very, very meta compliant in the sense that like it is easy for him to like match the meta because he is a level hero in the end. Flexibility and difficulty should be normal. You just play ordinarily based on the choices I give it to you. There are a bit variances, but I don't think they're too hard, like just knowing like when to level. His gold efficiency should all be normal too. He gets 1 more gold like every single round, so he's actually pretty efficient in that sense, but nothing too special. But his like win rate and his like early game potential should be very low, right? I feel that's how it goes. We'll see. What's the win rate between like Bartendertron? Bartender. Okay. Wait, 6 games only? I guess his win rate is ridiculously low. He's very meta compliant in that he's a level hero, and his difficulty is normal, so 7, 8, 9 points. He's a bit better than AFK, really. I guess like I would pick Bartendertron over AFK sometimes. Are these guys the same level? Makes sense. If this is SAB, I guess it does deserve to be here. Alright. What's the next hero? Lich Spazial. Oh, Lich Spazial is really hard. Lich Spazial is really hard to decide. Let's see. Lich Spazial. Yeah, no win rates, right? I don't think Lich Bowser has a really good win rate. Being low in HP can be very, very dangerous, especially if you're low roll. Her early game potential is strong, but you take so much damage. I don't know if she's like that well with this meta. Like, you can get ahead fast, yes, but taking the damage and losing one fight and just dying off, that happens a lot lately. I guess she should be nothing special, but the flexibility and difficulty should be pretty high because you do need to start with less HP than your other opponents. You need to know exactly what to build into, when to level, when to roll, and when to do it early and when to do it slowly. Her gold efficiency is... We need to check how much HP she loses for 1 gold, right? Like, technically compared to other heroes like Nozdormu, he gets 1 gold for free every round. Lich has to lose her own HP for that, but if I do it like this, she actually has too much points, right? It's 8 points, so she deserves to be tier B. But I guess if we follow our criteria, it just works like that, so let's just put her there at the moment. Alright, Curator. Curator should not have a good first place win ratio, should he? I don't think Curator matches this meta that well either. It's a buff meta. Curator. 큐레... 얘 뭐지? 한국말로? 아, 전시관리인. Right. Yeah, he only has a 15 game ratio with a 26% win rate for first place. Alright. Average placement is 3.4. So he's just an ordinary guy. That's what I feel Curator is. He's nothing too special, nothing too ordinary. So... I don't think he first places that much, so let's go for that. His early game is pretty strong, so he deserves 2 points here. But he's not really meta compliant. That's the main issue with the Curator along the way. His playstyle does require a bit of flexibility because you need to know when to sell the amalgam, when to adapt to your particular composition, but I don't think that's anything too special along the way. Mostly he goes from menagerie compositions. His gold efficiency is also kind of normal too, so his early game is a bit strong. That's it. He doesn't really match the meta because it's not really like a menagerie buff meta. It's more of a high tier into triple, into those particular meta along the way. 영어 변화? Ooh, alright. Thank you. Alright. So I think this should be fair. There's nothing wrong with this hero power, but nothing too good either. So 4, 5, 7, 8 points. He's also B, huh? Makes sense. Just because he's not good doesn't mean he's not bad either. So we can go for that. Dancing Daryl. Daryl, I used to have the best win rate with Daryl in the past, but I guess the meta does in the end change. His average placement is 3.24. I guess ordinary. A bit close to Tirion in that sense. So he is a bit consistent, but okay. So his top 4 potential is really nice. That's what Daryl has. His ability to top 4 is really good in that sense, but he doesn't belong in the meta anymore. So he's very incompliant with the meta for sure. His win rate for first place is also not that high anymore. His flexibility and difficulty is pretty high as well. His gold efficiency is pretty okay, but maybe the ability to top 4 a bit more consistently should be graded higher, because you can just stay at level 3 and 4 and try to save yourself a lot of HP and pressure with those buffed up Divine Shield minions. I don't know if this is right, because I don't think he's that strong if you go for that, because he does fall off hard late game and he takes a lot more damage, right? So 4, 5, 6. He's also 8 then, huh? Right? I think he belongs there. Makes sense. 6 points. Deathwing. Alright. Deathwing should have a really good win ratio, right? Where's Deathwing at? I should make a spreadsheet. I don't know how to make a spreadsheet. Let's see. He has a decent win rate. His average placement is really, really high. So he should be one of the most consistent, right? Heroes in the game for sure. His ability to first place is really high, but not the highest, so it should be 2 points in the end. He is very meta compliant because you can just keep on leveling along the way. His flexibility and difficulty is very simple. You do need to learn how to adapt according to your opponents in that sense, but it's not really that impactful, and he's very gold efficient as well. But he doesn't really gain extra value along the way, so I guess he deserves to be actually a tier. He's the one with the highest tier then. Okay. So he matches the criteria and deserves to be up here at 12 points. I guess we could dance early and make that to power level. Edwin Van Cleave. It's kind of sad how all these like buff heroes like Dancing Daryl and Edwin Van Cleave got a lot worse in this like meta, right? Edwin should not have a good win rate at the moment. His win rate currently is, I guess it's normal. Average placement is 3.42. His first place potential is 26%-ish. So his win ratio is really not that high to get first place, but not that low either, 26%. Dancing Daryl was 20%, right? Daryl was a bit too low, but I think Edwin can build. But I do feel like Edwin is a bit better than Daryl in order to get like better placements. I remember like playing Edwins and feeling a lot better with them all the way. His early game potential is not too weak, no, not too strong, so he should actually get like 2 points here. Edwin's only really strong if he finds the right carries and buffs in time, so there's nothing that can help him, like at the mid-game gauges along that way. So I think the middle spot is actually really nice. Meta compliancy should be also in the middle. You can go for like any composition you want, but you can't really adapt into all those compositions, like leveling up into going for Murloc. So you actually can't go for that route in order to utilize his hero power. I kind of want to give him 1 in this sense because I really don't think he matches the meta that well, but we'll see about that. His flexibility and difficulty is very normal. You just go for any carry and buff them up. Well, you do need to know how to like adapt to playstyles, but I don't think he's too hard in that sense, and he's hero power does seem a bit like gold efficient, so I guess we could just give him 9 points. Very awkward. Like, I kind of want to put him up here, but I just don't feel like he deserves to be up here as the other heroes. So maybe Dancing Daryl and Edwin should be here along the way. What website am I on for the win rate? There is a viewer called Shunny, right, who makes like these like charts. He's a very talented in this aspect, so I'm using his data. He made it by himself. All the data was made by himself. Let's see what else. I do see Edwin do fantastic, right? I think Edwin should be here, honestly. Is there any criteria I'm missing? I feel like Edwin should be a step higher than Dancing Daryl. So maybe there's something that I'm missing out on. Maybe he deserves more consistency, or maybe he deserves 1 more point on meta compliancy because he doesn't really like fall behind in the meta. Right? You don't have to force yourself to play that way. You can just ignore that 1 goal and go for that way as well. So you know what? Let's just give him 10 points then. This is to arbitrate. What does arbitrary mean? What's the definition of arbitrary? I don't know what that means. Let's see. Let's go for next time condition. Elise Star Seeker. Elise Star Seeker. Elise Star Seeker. Elise. 27% win rate. Average placement is 2.73. I guess her average placement should be lower since she's more variant. So she's a very high variant like hero because it depends on like what discoveries you get. Well, I don't really think she's that variant, but you do need to adapt your playstyle based on that. She's a bit more RNG based in that sense. She has a very decent win rate, nothing too bad. Her early game potential should not be that strong though, but not that weak. Probably in the middle. It's either 1 or 2. Her hero power only helps us find higher tier minions a bit earlier, so it could be like a 1.5-ish. But I do feel like Elisa's do perform pretty well, so let's go for 2 points here. Hands up. What else? Meta compliancy. She's really well with the meta because you can level up and find like high tier minions like a bit faster. And flexibility is 1. Gold efficiency is ordinary, so nothing too special. Alright, so that is how much? 2, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So at least deserves to be at least up here. I don't think this is weird at all. I think Elisa's performed really well because like you can just find tier 6 minions instantly around there. Maybe consistency is 2. Maybe consistency could be 2. Let's give her 2. Let's see. Who's our next hero? It will be Galakrond. Very high variance because you can tier 6 up into Megastar. Very dangerous. His gold efficiency isn't really that good either. Kind of want to give him bad points here because I feel like I invest too much on his hero power and that's just puts me too far behind into the game in total. Like if we compare it with like a Toki-chan, like you can get a refresh and a higher tier minion, but the returns for this guy is that you can get a higher tier minion and you don't get the refresh, right? I think he's very inefficient like in terms of like his gold usage. You also need to force freezes, so he's very bad in that sense. Meta compli, well, he does really match the meta pretty well. It makes sense because you can get higher tier minions faster than other heroes, so his ideology for the meta is really nice, but I think his early game potential is very weak. And I think he's like the win ratio is also, let's see, Galakrond. What's his win ratio? 0%, 5.23. Yeah, his win ratio is also very weak too. So his flexibility, so like his variance is too high, his gold efficiency is low, his win rates and consistency low, but he's very meta proficient, so he's 7 points. I think, honestly, I think he belongs down here. So like, it's not up to 8 points then, right? So anything below that should be up here, right? Since he's 7 points. Okay. Yeah, overall, Gala has like a lot of issues. Let's see. So, what's the next one? Makes more sense for tiers to be 12, 10, 9, 8, and then lower with your analysis so far. Makes sense. Galakrond can kill you so much freezes because you lose time. That's correct too. Yeah, that's his freezing belongs in gold efficiency as we explained earlier. So now we're gonna go with George the Fallen. I think George is a lot stronger in this meta for sure. I think he's very meta compliant because it's actually a Divine Shield meta. His hero power is very like meta oriented. I kind of want to give him like very low gold efficiency though because it used to be very expensive, but I don't know if I should give it a 2 because they buffed the Divine Shield like value. His flexibility / difficulty isn't really that high. You just need to know when to hero power, and that's usually after you stabilize and find your carries. Now it's the win rate issue that's the criteria though. I don't know like how well George is doing. Oh, his win rate is actually really low, but his average placement is pretty consistent though, right? 3.75 isn't that bad. Only 8 games, not that much like I'm gaming examples. So. So he has a very low win rate for first place. Oh, whoops. Very low win rate for first place. His early game potential should be weak because in that sense, so I guess he belongs in the middle in that sense. Maybe his gold efficiency should be a bit more lower too. So it should be 8 points. Okay. FVK2008 with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much, sir. Hope you have one fine day. So let's put him there. These guys are all at the same level, huh? Makes sense, right? Like after we make this tier list, let's see if I would rather pick one of these heroes over these heroes, right? Been watching you every night while I'm going to sleep. Only fair I slept. Oh, thank you very much, man. George is pretty nice in that sense. Like you could argue that he could be here, because I would pick George over all of these, right? Let's go back to this like after we finish the tier list. Okay, let's just ignore this guy. Let's just ignore these. Alright. Alright, let's get for Lich King then. Alright. Let's go back to George later. Let's ignore those two guys, alright? Lich King. Now, how does Lich King fare in this meta? Lich King is a 33% win. Only 3 games though. I guess people don't pick Lich that much, so we don't really know exactly how he fares. I don't think his win rate potential should be that high. It's not. If you get gas coilers, I guess, and if you just hero power into them, it's pretty nice to get first place because his hero power does help you win the fight. So I guess his potential to get first place is okay with his hero power. But I don't think his early game is really strong at all. His hero power gold efficiencies isn't really that high because you do need to like invest a lot of gold into your into your minions like every single round. And flexibility, I guess he's not really that difficult, but I don't think he really follows the meta that well either. So I guess he's just ordinary in that sense. If you follow this, he also belongs to tier B too. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does he belong in tier B? So I would pick Lich. Lich would be at the same line as Lich, Bazial, Curator, Bartendertron. It does feel like it. It does feel like it. Let's see. What is Malygos? Malygos is actually a really good hero. I think Malygos should have a good win rate, right? I think Malygos should have a really good win rate. 16%? I guess not. Dude, I remember winning a lot with Malygos though. Malygos. Oh, 22% for me. So I'm the one that's raising it. Malygos should have a very decent win rate. His early game potential I think is okay. Nothing too bad, nothing too good. Because you have the opportunity to rotate cards into the cards that you want. Of course it could not happen, but the odds of you finding your cards is much higher than others. Especially since hero power is free. His gold efficiency is amazing along the way. And I think he's very meta compliant in the fact that it's easier for you to find your composition, right? It's so much easier to find your composition because you can keep rotating those minions over and over with your free hero power, right? So I think Malygos is very meta compliant. His difficulty is at an ordinary scale, nothing too hard along the way to go for. So I think he deserves these points in general. Johnny V1735 with a tier 1 sub. Thank you very much, sir. Hope you have one fine day. So it's 4, 7, 9, 12 points. All right. I think Malygos also deserves to be up there. His win rate for me is just way too good. So I think Malygos also deserves to be at this state. What else? Maleficent. Right. Nefarian. Now Nefarian is really awkward. Oh wait, Nefarian. People don't play Nefarian that much, huh? There's only one game, 1 or 2 games. Nefarian should have one of the best potential to get first place, right? Because his hero power is just very cost efficient. And I think his early game potential is okay too because of his hero power along the way. Even if you don't get much, you can just reroll hero power, take less damage in that sense. Meta compliancy, I think he's also very meta compliant too, right? He's not really that difficult either. And the main reasons behind that is because it is a Divine Shield meta in the end, so you can destroy all those Divine Shield minions. But if your opponents go for like dragons, like high stat dragons, or maybe like menagerie comps, he doesn't really perform that well. But usually there should be somebody going for like a Divine Shield comp in the end. The issue is, does Nefarian destroy those compositions? Is Nefarian strong enough to just stat them down? Now that's the only issue that I'm thinking about at the moment. And the thing is, maybe he doesn't deserve this first potential ability, right? Nefarian hard counter by Ipmom. Like, I think with this high tier meta, it might be easier to play around Nefarian too. Like even the Murlocs are good against him. Holy Macros can be good against Nefarian. Imp Mama, Gas Coilers, they don't really care about Nefarian too much, right? So I think it's fair. Maybe he deserves to be A tier instead of like S tier-ish in terms of battle power. So maybe we'll put him here-ish. 11 points. He kind of feels like the dragon feels like he should belong here, right? But I don't know, it just feels awkward in that sense. Nozdormu should be up here for sure. Like before I do it, I'm pretty sure he has one of the best win rates, right? Nozdormu. I guess not the best. 30% is very high win rate. So I guess his win rate should be 2. He should be very consistent because you can get a free reroll plus 1 gold every single round, raising the odds of you finding triples and your cards. He's very meta compliant too. His difficulty is very low, so because you just get a free reroll every single time. So I think he's very he's a very undifficult hero. I guess nobody's gonna get 3 points here then. Wow, this is a place where you just can't get 3 points, huh? And his gold efficiency is one of the best, so he definitely deserves to be there for sure. So let's see. Patches. Oh, that's not fair for Patches though. Oh man, these heroes are a bit hard. Patches, Patchworks, Pyramid, Ragnaros, Rat King. Let's start with Reno first. Alright. Reno should also... I think Reno will also belong here. We'll see. Reno has one of the best first place potential in the game. You can just get a golden. I think he definitely has the best chance to get first place. Yup, correct. And his early game potential should be very weak since he has nothing to support him. His meta compliancy is amazing. Golden anything and win the game. His flexibility should be pretty high, so he should be very difficult. And Wait, he doesn't belong at the highest tier in this way, right then, right? Is he hard? You just need to know what the golden, right? Nah, that's not hard. Let's give him 2 points here. His gold efficiency, 4 gold for a golden is not that bad, right? 4 gold for a golden is not that bad, right? Is it bad? Usually it's 9 gold, and you gotta find them too, so you need a few rerolls. He's the hardest for most people. Alright, if he's hard, then I guess it'll be hard. I think Reno's simple though, and his gold efficiency is really that high either, so... If we give him this is 9 points, so... I think his hero power is fair, right? I don't think it's about efficiency. The effect you put in for 4 gold is just too high, right? Golding a minion. So I guess he belongs here. And the reason why he's here and not here is because of his early game. So he's still a variant in that sense. Makes sense. Alright, now we're gonna go for the harder heroes. Because they're gonna like fight their way down here, usually. Like Patches, I don't think Patches is a good win rate, right? All heroes are simple for you. 0% one pick. Consistency. Honestly, his hero power doesn't really save him that much, does he? So he's not really that consistent either. Meta compliancy, not really that meta compliant. Flexibility, well, he's not really that difficult, but I don't think he deserves this many points though. 2, 4. Just because he's not difficult. 2. Gold efficiency, not that efficient for 4 damage twice, right? So he belongs with Galakrond. Alright. Patchworks. Patchworks is kind of okay, right? Oh, people don't play Patchworks too much either. But I guess he's not really that meta compliant either. So Patchwork is no longer that meta because his hero power doesn't really help him that much anymore. His win rate's very low. Early game potential is kind of awkward. I'll put him 2 because he has 10 more HP. So even if you lose, you have so much more HP to survive. Flexibility is not that hard. Gold efficiency, not... His hero power is 10 HP for nothing, right? Nothing really that special, but... Alright, no, his early game potential should be low. Okay, so it should be 7 points. Because he has nothing to make himself stronger. So, he also belongs down there. Alright, these guys will probably all go here. It's the same for Pyramid too. I don't think Pyramid has a good win rate in this meta right now. 0% as well. So, bad win rate. Not that weak or consistent, but I guess he's a bit stronger if he uses hero power a bit early on tier 1 minions, but very meta uncompliant. Flexibility difficulties is normal, I guess. Gold efficiency, I don't think it's that high. 1 gold for 3 HP, I don't think it's worth it, so he belongs down here too. Like if you just follow these criteria, they all like belong here, I feel. Ragnarok should be the same as exactly the same as Patches, but a bit more inefficient like hero power for sure. Rat King, I guess Rat King is a bit like efficient. His flexibility is normal. He could be meta compliant because he can go for anything. What about Rat King? Rat King, 0%. Okay. His win ratio is very low. His top 4 consistency should be very... Actually, he's very variant because of his hero power, so... So I guess Rat King also belongs down there for real? That's kind of sad. Dude, that's really sad. I guess he should be a bit stronger in terms of like early game potential because of buff. But I think that's it. 1-1. Gold efficient. 8 points. Is there anything I did wrong there? Does he belong to be up here? I guess I would pick Rat King over Lich King sometimes, right? No, I would pick Rat King over Lich King because his hero power is more efficient. Because you don't need to like invest gold into it, right? But he's variant. It doesn't matter what he goes for, so he's not like anti-meta. His early game potential should be stronger if you get the hero power effect to go off. And the variancy is like calculated here. His win rate's very low, so I guess he deserves like to be like up here at least, right? I don't think he's that bad. Let's go. So, Yogg-Saron. Yogg-Saron should have a very good win rate, right? Yogg-Saron. Oh, Yogg. 24%, not really that high, but not really that low. 2 points here. Early game potential should be one of the best. He's very meta compliant because you can just level up along the way. Flexibility, difficulty isn't really that high, and his cost efficiency is really good. I think his hero power is ridiculously cheap. Like, you can buy a minion for like one less gold along the way, so I think his hero power is just really good in that sense. So, I guess Yogg-Saron also deserves to be up there. I think Yogg-Saron deserves to be like up there for sure. Like, I would pick, like, in a serious game, I guess I would pick Yogg-Saron over like these in this sense. Should Alexstrasza be better than Yogg-Saron? I think I need to recalculate Alexstrasza. I feel like Alexstrasza should deserve to be at the same level as at least Yogg or these, but the reason why she's not is because of variance. Never mind. It depends on like what tier 5 variant she has. So she is very awkward in that sense. Never mind. There are cases where I would pick Alexstrasza over Malygos, maybe. Not Nosdormu, maybe not Deathwing, but maybe not Yogg-Saron either because of the consistency, alright? So Alexstrasza has like a consistency issue. Makes sense. Shadowwalk's also very interesting too. Not really a bad hero. Shadowwalk is a 26% win rate. His win rate is very high because his hero power is very It became much more cost efficient after they lowered it. Flexibility is very normal. Meta compliancy is okay too. I think he has a really good like top 4 potential on the way. 3.07, really good potential to top 4, but nothing that can like help him get stronger. So so I'm gonna put 1 here, and his win rate is okay, so we'll put him here. So that's actually 9 points. Honestly, I feel like Shuttlewalks should be up here, because I would pick Shuttlewalks over these guys anytime, any day, for winning, right? I would pick Shuttlewalks over AFK, Akazamzarok, Bartendertron. So is there anything that I did wrong? Win ratio's okay. Meta compliancy's okay-ish. Maybe he's not that meta compliant though. Maybe he's not that meta compliant. His gold efficiency is really good though. I guess you can use Nothrisms and get like I guess you can get Nothrisms and buffers and use your hero power on that too, right? His gold efficiency, or maybe his gold efficiency should be higher, right? Because you get 1 more Battlecry. That's 3 gold extra for 1, right? 1 more Battlecry minion. That does make sense. But he doesn't like have a strong like early game guaranteed, so he could be like weak in that sense. Yeah, that makes sense. His hero power is very gold efficient. The power you get for his hero power is actually really nice. So in that sense, we'll put him up here, right next to Reno. Makes sense, right? I think it makes sense. Scale on 1 to 3 is too broad. Do you have any better like suggestions or recommendations? Let's see. Syndragosa is a bit like awkward. It used to be really like, honestly, Syndragosa should be very consistent for top 4 and usually, but I don't know in this meta because you need to find triples. Syndragosa. Yeah, she doesn't first place that much. Her Avos placement is much worse. It's because she's very meta uncompliant, because you do need to find triples, and freezing is very like counterproductive. She's a bit gold efficient, but nothing like too like difficult. Tyrion's gonna be removed Thursday, right? He's still here, so we'll use him. Flexibility, difficulties, ordinary, nothing too special about her. Or maybe it could be a bit difficult because people don't know when to freeze. Oh well. Her top 4 potential should be strong, but her win rate seems to be very low. It's because she doesn't really match the meta at all. So in this case, she should actually be a tier B. But I think I wouldn't pick Syndragosa over these heroes for sure. So maybe we need to like cut it somewhere. Her gold efficiency, you need to freeze for the buffs. And the effect you get for the freeze effect. 1 gold for 1 buff. 1 gold for the 4th buff. Be fair. Maybe the flexibility is too hard. Actually, the difficulty might be a bit hard for like Syndragosa, because you need to know exactly what you need to freeze, like when and how much. So I guess Syndragosa is a very hard hero, and you need to know what to build into after you froze a bunch of random 1 minions. I guess she could be hard in that sense. Yeah, she should be very variable in that sense. So that's why she deserves to be here-ish. A bit better. She's a better choice amongst these heroes for sure. So I guess she deserves like a 7, like right next to Galakrond. Sylvanas, Windrunner, Sylvanas. 40% win rate, 5 games. I like Sylvanas. I think Sylvanas is fine. Her gold efficiency is like okay. Her difficulty should be like ordinary too. She doesn't really matter that much about the meta, but her only game, actually she's very variant because you need to find a token. You need to find a token to get a strong like win rate. So it's kind of like awkward in that sense. Her meta compliance is not that bad because she can go for anything. Her gold efficiency, could her gold efficiency be low too? +2/+2 for 1 minion and 1 gold, right? +2/+2 for 1 minion, 1 gold. Maybe it is a bit inefficient in that sense. So her early game potential is ordinary, nothing too special. Her win rate should be, I don't think it should be that high. I don't know if it's like that high or not. So Sylvanas either can be up here or here. It's either here or here. I feel like personally I think Sylvanas belongs here. Honestly, I think she belongs at least here. She's way better than these heroes. But if we just follow our criteria, she does belong down there. So I think we'll go for like that then. Who's the next one here? No, if you don't get a buffer, that's the issue, right? What if you don't get a buffer? You can't use your hero power at all, right? Which is the main issue. Tirion. Tirion is a very consistent top 4er. His win rate should be really high, one of the best. I don't even need to look at that to see how it goes. Hearthstone, where'd you go, bro? Meta compliant. He's very meta uncompliant though, because you do need to go for like a bunch of neutrals, not like high level minions. 5, 6. Flexibility, difficulty is normal. Gold efficiencies, he's very efficient considering his power, so I think it's okay. Maybe he's not that behind because he can still go for high tier minions too, so maybe he belongs up here-ish. Makes sense. It's really good. It's very valuable. It could be like a +6, +6, or +7 too. Now he shouldn't be meta compliant, so like even if he's 10, he should be exactly 10, not 11. And he's very variant in that if you don't find neutrals bad, but it's so easy to find tier 1 neutrals if you just stay at level 1. It's actually really consistent. I tried like forcing neutrals once, and I found it to be very simple to get it along the way. I don't know. I don't pick Sylvanas that much in this meta either. I don't like Sylvanas or like Rat Kings in this meta, where you have to like level into triples and high tiers. So Tyrion's not better than Yogg. No, that can't be possible. Maybe a high roll Tirion, but not there. I don't think Tirion deserves to be up here. If Tirion was here, like if Tirion could level to 6 while maintaining his battle power and look for like high tier minions to win the game, then yes. But Tyrion's not that type of hero. He needs high roll to win, and that applies to every single hero in the game. Let's see, what am I missing now? Toki-chan. Toki-chan is Toki. Win rate's ordinary, nothing too special. Placements are 3.00, so she's a bit more consistent. Her win rate is okay, nothing too bad. Her early game potential should be very weak. She has a very very expensive hero, but she's very pro meta, but very variant along the way. So if you follow these criteria, that should be 4, 6, 7, 9 points. Maybe her early game potential is not that bad because you can get like I thought she would have a much higher win rate than this, and she's very pro meta. But she is RNG in the end, but less RNG than Galakrond. Maybe her gold efficiency is really nice. Yeah, her gold efficiency is really nice. 1 gold for a higher tier minion. Yeah, 1 gold for a higher tier minion. Her gold efficiency is actually really good in that sense. So I think she deserves to be up there as well. I think Toki-chan has a really good win rate in this meta, where it is a high tier meta in the end. So I think she deserves to be at least up here. Yes, Sarah. I guess his gold efficiency is nice. She can't be like Toki-chan because her reward is just a random dragon and not a higher tier minion, right? She's very unflexible. You gotta force dragons to that sense. Of course, you can choose to ignore dragons, but that's ignoring her hero power. Meta compliancy is okay, I guess, because dragons are like whatever. Ysera should not have a good like early game potential. Win rate's very low too, so not that like strong early, not that like good of a win rate. So maybe 4, 6. 7 points. Okay, 7 points sounds fair. So each should belong here. I think Ysera belongs right next to Galakrond. These two. All right, we did it. So let's check if there's anything weird here amongst these like choices. Like, would I pick Yogg-Saron if I wanted to win? Yogg-Saron, Nozormu, Deathwing, and like Malygos over you? Makes sense. You makes sense. 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 All right. Would I pick Alex Straza, Rafam, Edwin, Elise? No, not Nozormu. Nefarian. Nefarian. Oh wait, I actually have to like judge these two as well. Do I even need to judge these guys? I didn't even like touch them at all. Like Reno, Shadowwalks, Tirion, Toki over AFK, Akazam Zorak, Bartendertron, Lich Bazial, Curator, Dancing Daryl, George, Lich King, and Rat King. Makes sense. Would I pick AFK, Akazam Zorak, Bartendertron, Lich King, Lich Bazial, Lich King, Curator, Daryl, George, Rat King over Gala, Ysera, Syndragosa, Sylvanas, Patchworks, Patches, Ragnaros? Pure makes sense. Would I pick these over these? Makes sense. All right. I didn't judge these because they're not worth judging at the moment, right? They're very anti-meta because it's a reroll, find triples into like a high tier meta. Maleficent also really doesn't do that much either. Maybe Maleficent could be here if we were to judge her. right? But she's Milhouse's girlfriend, so they need to belong together. Alright, she needs to follow her beloved. Alright, so alright, makes sense. Could you please explain how you like Yogg better than Reform? I've been explaining that for the past 30-40 minutes. Maybe Alex a bit too. No, she belongs there. Alex Raza belongs there for sure. She's very pro meta. Alright. Save and download.